Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Fat Acceptance Kid Lit Read Aloud. Today we're reading Beautifully Me by Nabella Noir, and it's illustrated by Nabi H. Ali. And this one was the one that kind of inspired these past three videos on like picture book read aloud fat acceptance stuff. So you'll see, unlike Francis Learns Possible or whatever the last one was, I don't remember the exact name of it. This one has an actually structured story to tell, and the art style is very vibrant and colorful. So it's very fun to look at. Unfortunately, it's a little more steeped in fat acceptance. So we're gonna explore that. The little note at the beginning says, "For all kids who are learning what beautiful truly means, I hope the pages ahead help you in your journey of celebrating yourself. I wish I had a story like this when I was a young brown girl discovering myself and the world. So this book is not just for you, dear reader, it's also for younger me." And then the illustrator says to their family. Okay. Salam. My name is Zubi Chowdhury. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Yesterday I woke up before the sun. I knew it was going to be a special day. It was my first day of school. I put on my blue overalls and pink shirt with the fancy puffy sleeves. Amma had it made just for me in Bangladesh. I twisted my hair into two pigtails with my lucky butterfly clips and slid on my bangles. I ran to my parents' room to show them my first day outfit. Baba was helping Amma wrap her yellow sari around her body. She looked so beautiful, like sunshine and mango lasses. "Oof," Amma said. "Look at this tummy. I'm getting too big." Why is Amma so sad? And this is kind of like the first thing where, like, I think even kids would be able to pick this up. Even the look, like, and the look of this and what she's saying, "Look at this, honey, I'm getting too big." Like, many kids have heard their parents, I guarantee, comment something on their body or something, and the mom doesn't look super sad. Like, it's clear that with casting Zuby in shadow and stuff, there's this sense of worry, and because it might be bright behind her, but Zuby herself is the what she's looking at her mother, and she's kind of in shadow here. It doesn't ring like her mother is distraught over her body or super sad. And this is something that almost feels a little planted to me of, no, see, when your parents talk about their bodies in a negative way, they're sad. And I don't really like that narrative because, like, you're not necessarily sad when you're noticing something that you don't like about yourself. At least that's not the way, like, you can notice something you don't like about yourself physically or otherwise, and it not necessarily be a sad experience. If anything, even with the way she's standing here, with the way she's looking and stuff, to me, this is like, oh, ugh, all right, I'm getting too fat. Like, it's more of an offhanded thing, and kids can be more sensitive. Don't get me wrong, but this isn't something that I think would necessarily catch her attention. Especially, if she says this is her first day of school. Does she say what her actual age is? She doesn't, but she says it's like her first day of school, as if it might be her very first day of school, meaning she's like 5, which to me, I don't think a 5-year-old would necessarily pick up on that. Something like this, you know? "Good morning, Dadima." "Shubho Shokal Zubi," Dadima corrected. Um, I probably butchered that pronunciation. I apologize. "Remember to practice your Bangla." My sister Naya buzzed into the kitchen like a busy bee. "Can I have oatmeal instead, Dadima?" "Oatmeal? Naya hates oatmeal. Why don't you want the parathas I made for you?" Dadima asked. My tummy cheered as I smelled the flaky, buttery bread in front of me. How could she say no to parathas? Naya shrugged. I'm on a diet. I want to lose weight so I can look pretty in time for the school dance. So, like, granted, the character doesn't look fat, but she's not foregoing food altogether. I don't know how calorie dense parathas are versus like oatmeal, but it sounds like she's just trying to make a healthier choice in the morning. Saying that Naya hates oatmeal, I mean, she might. Again, this kind of feels, this along with the my tummy cheered bit just kind of feels like it's one creating this idea that to lose weight, you have to eat things you hate, which is not anyone who has tried to lose weight in a healthy way. That's not the way things are. You don't necessarily get to eat the super fatty foods or even necessarily your favorite foods all the time. Like you can't necessarily just gorge yourself on chocolate as much as you'd like. You have to lower the amount of those high calorie foods that you typically eat and find healthier foods that you like. And your taste buds, in my experience, your taste buds kind of develop this preference for healthy food the more you eat it. So this was just another one. I don't know. It's something about that my tummy cheered. I've never when you smell something really good and you can't wait to eat it. I've never heard it referred to as my tummy cheered, except in like fat acceptance spaces. You know, Naya is the most beautiful person I know. She is funny and smart and as sweet as ladus. That's my favorite dessert. Why would she say she's not pretty? I want to look good for my first day of school. Should I go on a diet too? But the thing is that she just says she wants to look. This is another thing where this is clearly fat acceptance related, and I want to. So I want to lose weight so I can look pretty in. Oh, look pretty in time for my school dance. That is very. It's worded weirdly. Like so I can look pretty in my dress is something I could see someone saying because in order to create a certain silhouette for the dress you might want to lose weight for that, like that I would understand. To lose weight so you can look stunning or something, that's something too, but it's not necessarily the denial of pretty in itself that I've seen. But I'm gonna leave that one to you as well. I'd like to hear your opinions on that. um I don't think there's any way that a child this young would make this sort of connection. This is entirely too advanced a connection. I want to look good for my first day of school. Should I go on a diet too? Far more likely, it would be more like sisters going on a diet. That's the grown up thing to do. So I want to do it too. That I could see. That I could 100% see. I could 100% see a young child mimicking their older sibling simply because they want to feel like they are more mature or they just want to like be like their older sibling. That is like here's the thing, you could totally put on this thing that she thinks she should go on a diet too without comparing it with like first day of school because I don't think that that's something that a child this young would make the connection for. Baba popped his head into the kitchen and jingled his keys. Girls, let's get going. Why haven't you worn the shirt I bought you for Eid? Daddy Ma asked Baba. Baba laughed and patted his belly. I put on some pounds, Ma. I am up to a large now. Not good. Why is large not good? I grabbed my backpack, I gave my kitten Kulfi a big kiss, and rushed out the door. My teacher is amazing. We did crafts, learned new songs, and took a tour of the library, all before lunchtime. I even made a new friend. Her name is Karima. So, given that they did crafts and songs and stuff, I'm guessing this is kindergarten. At recess, some kids hopped like bunnies. Some kids run faster than race cars. Some kids climb all the way to the sun. Alex, you look fat in that dress. Alex, or is it Alex? I'm not sure. Looks beautiful in her silk dress. It shines like the sun. But Kennedy doesn't sound like she's giving a compliment. Why is looking fat bad? Do I look fat in my overalls? Again, no 5-year-old would have this much sort of self awareness and comparison ability. Honestly, like, I don't get me wrong, some kids have special outfits that they want to wear on the first day of school. That is 100% true, but I've never seen a parent send a kid to school in a silk dress for the first day of school. I've seen the kids more dressed up for picture day, and so definitely some more like delicate fabrics for picture day. But first day of school, I have not seen a silk dress ever. But this whole, and again, like, I can't think of any kindergartner, even if these kids are in first grade, I don't think it's any older than that, given how they are characterizing these kids. Uh, I've never heard a kindergartner or even a first grader refer to someone else as fat. That takes a level of self awareness and awareness of others that is just not super prevalent at that age. They are far more concerned with themselves. They are far more like something that I mean, if you really want to play it like this, there is one way I can think of that would have actually worked. And it's one kid getting upset that another kid has like a fancier dress and saying, "You should give me that dress" or something. And the other kid saying, "No, you're too fat," because kids are blunt like that. I could see that. But one kid just yelling at another saying, "Hey, you're fat." Never fucking seen it. Never fucking seen it in kids this age. I haven't exactly seen it with the older kids, but I've seen kind of just random insults like that with older kids that can be for any variety of things. But for kids this young, they're more likely to get pissed off at a sense of other kids encroaching on their space, or like they have ownership of the communal balls or something. That is far more likely to start an argument, and there might be an offhanded comment that someone makes as to why they're what is doing. Well, you have red shoes, so I'm gonna take, like, it can be really stupid shit. But this, you look fat in that dress, not, and just randomly called out while the another kid's going down the side. I've never seen it happen ever. When we got home from school, Amma was waiting for me. "How was your first day, Zuby?" I thought about what happened during recess. Uh, it was fine. Given that it wasn't directed at her, I gotta be honest, I don't think she would remember. Not at that age. Amma spent the rest of the afternoon cooking. Daddy Ma helped by chopping onions and vegetables. The house smelled delicious. When we sat down for dinner, I was so excited to eat the habar. "No rice for me, thanks, Amma," Naya said. "No rice? Naya loves rice." Oh, yeah, I forgot. Naya was on a diet. But notice, though, still, Naya, like, this is painted as, like, really terrible that this girl is on a diet, but so far, it sounds like she's eating the meat and stuff. She just doesn't want the rice. She doesn't want the rice. She doesn't want the, like, pancake type food. That's what it looked like to me. So I don't. And she's just trying to slim down for a prom event, and it doesn't sound like she's crash dieting or anything. She's not doing anything dangerous. She's not doing anything extreme. She's cutting back on carbs. I don't like that that is portrayed as a negative thing. Like, if she was like purposely getting the tiniest portion, and all she was eating were like these super tiny portions where it was probably equating to like 500 calories a day, then, like, yeah, that's not great. But so far, this teenage girl has just been deciding, "I'm gonna cut back on some carbs and like bready stuff, like, again, carbs, but it's just she's still eating protein. She's not turning down veggies. She's not any of that." I thought about Large not being good. I thought about Amma, Naya, and Alex. If they are not beautiful, how could I be? No, no 5-year-old would make this leap. Ever. No. Maybe I need to change too. Zubi-chan, don't you want any rice and chicken? It's your favorite, Amma said. I'm on a diet. A diet? Amma looked confused. Zuby, you shouldn't be on a diet. Nai said you have to be on a diet to be pretty, I said. And I want to be pretty. Why would you think that, Zuby? You are beautiful. But you told Baba your tummy was too big, and you were sad. And Baba said large is not good. Then at recess, Kennedy teased Alex for looking fat in their dress. I don't want kids to make fun of me, do. So, like, this is a lot of connecting the dots for a child very young. It just doesn't happen. I ran to my room and shut the door. My heart felt like it was crying. Maybe it wasn't a special day like I thought. Zuby, Papa said. Sometimes when people are feeling sad or hurting inside, they try to make other people feel the same way. That might be why Kennedy was mean to your friend. So that's one way to phrase it, but I mean, that's not a bad message. I never thought about why someone would be mean before. But sometimes we can be mean to ourselves without even realizing it. And when we hurt ourselves, we hurt the people we love and who love us. That's what we did to you today, and we're sorry. So I don't know what the difference was between here and here, but saying I never thought about why someone would be mean before. I can't help but feel, and I think it just doesn't fit in so many bad acceptance spaces. But was that saying that like, well, the girl was like really just outright bullying the other girl. So maybe there wasn't a message behind it, but I almost feel like if you give any, it's almost geared towards people that give any sort of pushback against fat acceptance, like they're mean because they're hurting inside. Like that's the kind of rhetoric there. But I could be wrong. I could just be. I'm willing to concede that point as just me being in FA spaces too much. Yes, Amma said. You saw me being unkind to my tummy, but I'm grateful for my belly. After all, it helped me carry you and bring you into the world. I'm sorry too, said Naya. It's hard not to compare myself to other people, but I'd rather be me, your sister, than anybody else. I don't fucking believe that a teenager that's really looking forward to prom would like they might try to hide their diet a little bit more from their sibling if they cause their sibling this much distress and the parents had an issue with it. But losing weight doesn't mean that you're not you. Slimming down stuff doesn't mean that you're not you. Especially again, she was doing it. She was eating the protein. She was just cutting back on extra carbs, and she was still eating carbs because she ate the oatmeal. And this kind of you saw me being unkind to my tummy. I don't know why I hate that phrase so much. It bugs the shit out of me. Do you know why we named you Zuby? Amma asked. I shook my head and sniffled. We named you Zuby because it means loving and understanding, and we knew you would make the world more beautiful just by being Zuby. I don't even know what beautiful means anymore, I admitted. One, that's such a fucking dramatic line, and two, no 5-year-old would ever say it. You get to define what is beautiful. Whatever your body looks like, beauty is how you make people feel and the kind of things you do. A beautiful person is someone who embraces who they are and helps others do the same. There is only one Zuby, and that makes you beautifully you. I can make the world beautiful? Yes, Zuby-chan. So, I don't hate the message there. I don't hate the message that you can still be beautiful as you are, given that this is geared towards children. I don't have an issue with encouraging even um, more overweight kids to see themselves as beautiful because they don't have any real control. So having self-confidence, building up their self-confidence, I think is a good thing. I don't and I like the message of beauty is how you make people feel and the kind things you do. The kind things you do in particular. I like that it's kind of promoting kindness. But now we're kind of taking it out of the whole point, like the whole overarching conflict of the story, which was that fat wasn't beautiful. So I don't know there. I like the idea of focusing, especially for a kid's book, focusing on beauty coming from someone being beautiful on the inside over traditional beauty. For a kid's book, I do prefer that. But there's some about this one that still bugs me up for some reason. Then you are all beautiful, I told Amma and Naya and Baba. Just the way you are. I gave them a big, big hug. Thank you for reminding us of that, Naya whispered to me. Later, Amma tucked me into bed and kissed me good night. Through the window, the moon and the stars smiled down at me. Everything was beautiful. It was a special day after all. My name is Zubi, and it means loving and understanding. I am one of a kind, and that makes me beautifully me. There is only one you, and that makes you beautifully you. Today is my second day of school, and I am on a mission to make the world a bit more Zubi. So, overall, like, the ending is cute. I think the art style is pretty well done. I think a lot of kids actually at the school I work at, this is at in one of the school libraries, really love the, like, especially the cover artwork, so they pick it up a lot and it's very pretty. I don't know, given the general ages of the kids gravitating towards it, if they actually read and understand the storyline. It's a cute book, but there are definitely some fat acceptance rhetoric pieces in there that I don't like. And I actually think, I definitely think taking them out would make the story stronger. Like, you can make her notice. Well, actually, I guess if you took it out, it would remove the main conflict pretty much. But I think there's a way that this story could still work without it being fully fed acceptance and without, like, the playground scene just doesn't work to me. It's not realistic for the age group that the main character is, but I feel like there's a way that you could probably finagle it to where it's a little bit more realistic. But it would have to work more with her feeling like she's being kind of judged regularly. Um, in order for it to work, because noticing others is where one of my biggest issues is, because noticing it in others isn't something a child this age would think too much about. You know, if mom is putting clothes on her and it's like, oh, you're getting chubby, and uh, grandma, even in affectionate ways, like my, chubby little grandbaby, maybe the sibling in a, I mean, you could still even center it around weight, but the issue is that adults talking about themselves in a way most kids aren't going to recognize, and even the way that these adults handled things and the way that the teenage sister was trying to slim down was all within the realm of reason. I think that's my biggest issue, is that so much of this was in the realm of reason, and it's presented as though it's wrong, and that is what I hate about it. It's too bad, because I think it could either otherwise be a great story and the art style is really nice. So that is beautifully me. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.